How's it going, guys? Oddly Unorthodox, back with the Total Warhammer 3 multiplayer, and we're playing Cathay in this game. Just wanted to let you guys know that I am now open to the idea if you guys want to send me some of your replays. I will attach an email that they can be sent to, and then you guys can send me the replays and I'll have a look, and then I'm more than happy to sort of commentate some of the games you guys are playing and see if I could see some improvements, or if you guys are a hell of a lot better than me. Right, let's have a look and see what we are running. Triple Grand Cannon. The reason behind Triple Grand Cannon is if the enemy has Chaos Dwarfs, it's always handy because you're normally going to always outgun their cannons, which you can deal with nice and easily. So that's a bonus there. 2 Celestial Dragon Guard. These are my sweeper units. Told you guys how I like to run a sort of sweeper unit, and that's what I've got access to there. We've then got 3 squads of Jade Warrior Crossbowmen, 3 squads of Jade Warriors normal, 2 squads of Jade Warriors with halberds, and a Dragon-Blooded Lord on Alongma, I believe it's called. And that is our build altogether. We've got a Kislev ally, which is a heavy war sled spam with heavy bear riders, an Ice Witch with Tempest, and then we've got a Beastman ally who did a rather daring flank here. I wouldn't really recommend this because he's now this deep in enemy territory and he's just going to get collapsed on. So there is that. And now let's get the game underway. So the cannon straight away, I wanted to put shots into the Blood Brute. You know, it's in range. They just fall over. And it's a big beefy target that costs a lot of money. And we could do without it getting stacking. Now, we have to push up at this point because the fact our ally did this really awful Vanguard, which is just going to get absolutely collapsed on. I think they were meant to be at Valkyria, but then decided that actually she's a bit too small. So we're just going to pepper up some of these Chaos Warriors instead. Just for a little bit. Because Goblin Labourers ain't really worth shooting at, and neither are Hobgoblin Riders. You know, Chaos Warriors are the most expensive thing there. And that's always what you want to go for with your artillery, is hitting the most expensive units you can. And you can see that actually we're hitting Marauders there for some reason. I thought I targeted the Chaos Warriors. And I'm pretty sure we'll change in a second. But we're moving our forces, adapting to how the enemy is setting out his army. I hope I change those cannons in a second, because it's rather hypocritical for me to say to focus this one way. And it shows how long it's been since I played Cathay. That was just such a late, and to be fair, it would have been better a little bit over. But you can see that these guys are now taking quite a bit of shooting. We're moving our forces up. Keeping our Celestial Dragon Guard here, because obviously there's a lot of Chaos Furies running around, Hawk Riders, things we don't really want to allow the chance to get back to our cannons and shut them down too early. So Infernal Ironsworn, great target to hit. And then the little Blossom spell there, just butter in a few more of those guys. And a nice spell cast there. Really hurting those guys. And you can see that we're injuring the Ironsworn as much as possible. And we're now moving these Halberd squads over. More than happy with how the cannons are performing at the minute. You know, they've managed to break these squads off, break those Infernal Ironsworn. My first Ancestral Warrior summon there. Just thought I'd get them in. And you can see now these cannons are going into those Infernal Ironsworn. They are my next target. quite a lot of hobgoblin riders. But we seem to be missing a hell of a lot of those shots. I don't know if it's to do with terrain or what, but that was not some ideal accuracy. But then at the end of the day, this is why you take 3 cannons. See, my Beastman ally now has been completely routed already. So we're down to a 2v3 and he's really done no damage back. So it was not a great blank by him. But you can see that we are managing to injure them. The Minotaurs with great weapons coming up. And you can see here that the cannons have really put some work in. The Ancestral Warriors are chopping down the men, and these Infernal Iron Sworn, they are being buffed by the Metal Caster. I did put some cannon fire into the Metal Caster just to try and scare him off. And then what have our cannons targeting now? I believe it's Astrogroth the Iron-Handed. So as expected, here come the Furies. We're going to set our crossbowmen on them. You can see the first squad gets broken just instantly. And I'm pretty sure we break a second off straight away as well. But one squad does get through, but this is what we keep the Celestial Dragon Guard for. It shows how weak Cathay artillery are compared to when you used to like Dwarven artillery. My cannons just break straight away. You can see how much damage they're taking. But 2 cannons still online. And you can see that we have managed to break off the Demon Smith. He is not coming back, hopefully. More ice casts. And you can see that we have sent our units in to try and fake fight to them. And then you can see the fight here. We're just trying to hold them at bay as much as possible. We do manage to break off that squad of Furies, but you can see that we only have 1 cannon left out of the whole squad of 4. So we send this Celestial Dragon Guard up, because at this point we need as much bodies as possible to try and stem the flow to buy some time. You can see the Blood Brute Behemoth comes back in. So I set the cannon straight on that. And we're going to absolutely pummel it. We drop our next Ancestral Guard summon. I think that injured more of his own units than mine. That's what the silence was there for. I was a little bit confused. But you can see that this Blood Brute's taking a lot of damage from the cannons. We do manage to break them off, bring these cannons back, and we bring the next Celestial Dragon Guard forward as well. You can see that, to be fair, we're managing to put a lot of damage down on these guys. The Wood Elves are going to be a problem because they're pretty much uninjured. We do get a cast down there just to try and injure these Deepwood Scouts. Not the best cast, if I'm honest. Thought the spell would be a little bit better. Maybe it has charge up time. That's maybe what I'm doing wrong, is I'm casting it too nearby. Always good to know for next time. He pops Demon Shield, so you're guessing he's going to try and catch me. Yeah. So I pop the Scales, and then he realises that he really does not want that chase. You can see that the Blood Brutes had to retreat. You know, 1,000 value does not feel great on your Behemoth. But at this rate, you know, holding the middle is getting more and more difficult. And you can see that now the High Elves are bringing their trio of Hawk Riders in. And at this point, I will show you how much value the Beastmen got at the end of the game. So obviously we can see the values on the side, but you can't see that in this format. It was really quite saddening. But like I said, I'm not one of these people that is just going to constantly flame someone. Even if chatting was an option, because at the end of the day we're all trying to learn the game. It's more about the community than it is getting wins. I'm more than happy to upload games that I lose in. As long as they're good games, you know, I like to at least think that I've got some good content for you guys to watch. And I don't know about you guys, but there is something very satisfying about cannons just firing into the distance. I would like to try out the fire rain rocket rain things next time. I think they'll be quite interesting. My Kislev player played really well. Really impressed with how well he played. And then obviously there's all this large rocking up. But we're fine with that. We're going to go send some... We're going to send the Celestial Dragon Guard back to hopefully do some good damage. Are we just firing into deep with scouts now? I believe we are. You can see that even the dragon-blooded Gengun Lord decides that she wants a bit of a melee with the Sisters of Twilight, while we've got some crossbows putting some focus fire into her. Very well played for him. I didn't realise he had a aerial there, who obviously has a lot of magic casts left, I can only assume, and I just get repeatedly tempested. She's getting pinballed by those sledges though. Sledges though. You'll have to excuse, it's been a few days since I've uploaded, so I'm feeling very robotic and stiff in recording. But you can see this fight with the Sister Twilight actually doesn't go that bad. I'm quite happy with the crossbow fire. And being able to get some crane gunners would have been absolutely mint. But you can see that we managed to get rid of the Sister Twilight, chop them down. Good job she went on a Dragon House. That was a melee fight we would not be winning. But alas, it does come to the point where there is just a bit too many numbers and nothing we can really do about it. I mean, the Celestial Dragon Guard worked wonders chopping through. You know, it does some good damage to the Hawk Riders. There's a second Tempest. And you can see this Great Eagle is not having the best time having to deal with this anti-large. It's a shame they didn't hit, but what can you do? And then we do cast, there you go, on these guys, Storm of Shadows, slow them down to allow the Celestial Dragon Guard to get in there. And one Eagle got a bit manhandled there, which I'm happy with, and managed to cut down one of these Hawk Riders. So more than happy with that. The Celestial Dragon Guard really getting my money's worth out of them. But at this point, there's just too much left to deal with. You know, there's still a lot of Wood Elf stuff left alive, and I just don't have enough bodies to deal with all of it, sadly. And the last of my crossbow ammo is going out, which is very sad. But we can sort of speed up here. You know, I do try and take what fights I can. You know, all three lords are still, well, she's near death, but you know, him and Valkyrie are still very strong. A lot of HP left on those guys. You know, Valkyrie's off there making sure squads run away. And great job to my opponent with Valkyrie. You know, he didn't allow her to get caught out too early. And as you can see here, I've got a last stand happening with these two Celestial Dragon Guards, who are chipping away at Chaos Warriors. You know, there is 2 squads of Infernal Iron Sworn in there as well that did come back. So they're going to be hurting by quite a bit. But as you can see here, it does come to the point of where we are going to lose. But I'd like to show you guys the values, talk you through sort of, you know, what I would have done differently and stuff like that, if I'm honest. So let's have a look. I would like to change one of the cannons for a fire rain rocket. That is one thing, just to chew through infantry a bit better. But you're looking 1800 value. Now these only cost 900 gold each. So 1800, 500 on 6, that was got shut down by the Furies, and then 2500 on this one really made their value. The Celestial Dragon Guard, both, for having quite a lot of HP left and having to run due to army losses, really made their value back. More than happy with them. 2100 value on the Dragon Blooded Lord, not bad. My first Talons of the Night was very rough. I should have worked that better. The Crossbowmen made their value. And you know, the Jade Warriors never really make their value. They're just there to sort of hold the line. But this has been oddly unorthodox. I hope you've enjoyed this. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.